This mark carries the anger of an entire race.
What's happening, YouTube? My name is Immortal Coil, and in his January 7th video, Rainn Wilson's absurd defense of STD's Canon violations, the future leader of the world, Lord Doomcock, mentioned my name. So not really, but I'm gonna pretend, okay? Give me that. So if it would please thee, my liege, I'd like to offer my thoughts as your future minister of whiskey mysticism. Harcourt Fenton Mudd. Now, growing up, well, not even growing up, like back when I was a tiny Immortal Coil, my father tried to interest me in the show about space cowboys, and I didn't know what it was called, so I called it Star Trek. I didn't quite get it. I don't think my cerebrum was developed enough. Around the age of 11 or 12, I really started watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, and it was probably in its 5th season, maybe. And my dad would rapidly videotape these things, so we would have like 6 hours of VHS worth of Star Trek: The Next Generation, which was awesome. I remember the summer between 6th and 7th grade, my father would have to go to work, and then me and my brother were deemed old enough to, mind ourselves, and we would entertain ourselves by using dial-up internet and watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, and taught me a lot. Okay, expanded my vocabulary, opened my mind to things that I had never considered otherwise. And so fast forward a few years, I'm a TNG expert Canon. Okay, I can tell you like stupid little quotes from like the most random TV episodes. 1998 comes around, and the Sci-Fi Channel remasters the original series. And I'm a fan of the original series movies, even up to that point, but I hadn't like super gotten to the original series, except for, look, we all love City on the Edge of Forever, okay? I saw the episode with the Tranya. I saw the ones with where he's fighting the Gorn, okay? And from that era, I remember not being very impressed by the makeup and special effects, as if that's the sole thing creating a story. But I was a dumb kid. What do you expect? Okay, I had been exposed to other things. I had seen computer graphics, special effects, so the effects of the original 60s show didn't look very special. But then the Sci-Fi Channel jumps in, and suddenly we're presented with like glorious remastered HD renditions of everything, including like interviews with the cast members, recollections, and little like side stories, and it's crazy to think that 3 years of TV would change the entire world after the time that people really gave a shit about them. It's staggering from the mind. So where do we find ourselves today? CBS and this abomination called Star Trek Discovery hurts my soul. Okay. Harcourt Fenton Mudd, originally portrayed by Roger C. Carmel in 2 epic original series episodes. We have Mudd's women, and they wind up happily married to some miners, And then I Mudd, where Harry Mudd encounters a planet of androids, and they prop him up to the Enterprise crew as their king, but he's actually the prisoner. And Spock's actually pretty funny in this, in a strange way. And then the way that they solve the problem is that they make android replicants of Mudd's nagging wife. 3 of them, actually. So, STD. Rainn Wilson portrays Harcourt Fenton Mudd. You might remember him from The Office. So yeah, Office Mudd appeared on the Short Bus episode called The Escape Artist. And in this episode, Harry Mudd creatively murders the crew of the Discovery over and over again, enacting a fantasy that we all have, because that show is so terrible. And if he wasn't murdering them over and over again, I'm sure that we would commit suicide in those very same ways, just because the show is so fucking terrible. Supposedly, it's set in an alternate universe, in the Spock took a time hike back 200 years and fucked up the entire stream. But in this episode, in the series actually, let's get back to that. So Harcourt Fenton Mudd encounters the Discovery, and Mikey Spock is there, and he's encountering the crew of Starfleet vessels like decades before he is supposed to have. Okay. Continuity aside, because here we are dealing with a universe where Mikey Spock is probably going to have to teach Spock how to Spock. And I hope that there's not a Pon farr instance. If there's like some like Game of Thrones weird shit going on. Or maybe let's look on the bright side. Maybe he gets into Pon farr and she refuses to mate with him, so he kills her, and that's why we never hear from her again. If you enjoy this channel, like, subscribe, ding the bell for notifications, drop a comment, let me know what you want to see covered on future editions of Savage Spirituality. And remember, stay angry, my friends.